Good morning, warriors. Good morning, Mr. How are you? Please join me in the pledge to the Bible. I pledge allegiance to the Bible, God's holy word. I will make it a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. I will hide its words in my heart that I might not sin against God. Join me in the pledge to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are working through our catechism questions. We've been working through the way that God relates to us, and that's through a covenant. So let's start there. What is a covenant? A relationship. In the covenant of life, what did God require Adam to do? To obey God perfectly. And this is the one we worked on last week. So the answer is to reward Adam with life if he obeyed God perfectly. What did God promise in the covenant of life? So try it again. Let's try it again. Sorry. Kindergarten, you're rock stars. Let's get everyone on board. To reward Adam with life if he obeyed God perfectly. That's the answer. Here's the question. What did God promise in the covenant of life? To reward Adam with life if he obeyed God perfectly. And now today we're going to talk about this. The back half of that is the question is, what did God threaten in the covenant of life? So God relates to us in a covenant, a relationship. He swears by himself. But in that covenant, there's always a blessing to follow it, and there's cursing if you don't. So God has promised something, but he also threatens something, that if you break the covenant, there's going to be consequences. So the question is, what did God threaten in the covenant of life? And the answer is to punish Adam with death if he disobeyed God. So let's repeat after me. To punish Adam with death, if he disobeyed God. Let's try it again. To punish Adam with death, if he disobeyed God. Let's try it all together. What did God threaten in the covenant of life? To punish Adam with death if he disobeyed God. So the blessing is life. The curse is death. So that was the the blessing of obeying God, and there's also consequences when you disobey God. So we'll keep working through that. Today, or this week, our virtue is going to be the virtue of tenacity. Tenacity. What does the word tenacity mean? Does anyone have any idea what the word tenacity, being tenacious? What does the word tenacity mean? Let me see, what sixth grader? Jonathan, what does the word tenacity mean? You have to be loud and proud. He's looking for help. Help is not there. No sixth graders are going to rescue him. Erica, could you help him out? No. Alexander. No idea? Jackson, you're gonna. Okay, we need a strong sixth grade representation here, Jackson. Okay, that's a synonym. Courageous is a synonym. Sterling, what does tenacity mean? Yes, thank you. Fourth grade, way to go. Tenacity means to hold fast. It actually comes from a Latin word. It means to hold fast. How many of you have a dog? Good, you can put your hands down. I'm sure most of you, when you've had your dog, you've played with them with either like a rope or a towel, and you let them grab the rope or towel, and you play tug of war with them. Has anyone ever done that with their dog? Yeah? So those of you that have done that with your dog, does the dog show a lot of tenacity? Does he stick to it? Does he shake his head? Does he not let go? Yes, right? Yes. Even when you're like, okay, game over, give me back the rag, he's like, no, I'm not going to give it back to you, right? Right? A dog shows great tenacity, especially when they're little, when they're puppies, right? You give them a little towel, you're going to play, let's play a little tug of war. And all of a sudden, like, okay, game over. Like, nope, not going to give it back. Shakes his head, pushes back, and really, really, like, fights hard. Well, that's a great example of tenacity. Stick-to-itness. Of holding fast. Why is that a virtue that we're going to talk about? Well, think about you as a student. We want you as a student to learn the virtue of tenacity, to stick to something, to hold fast to something and not let it go. Some of your subjects are pretty hard. Math, reading, grammar, Latin. Those don't come very easily to some of us. We have to work through problems. And it's easy when we get to something that's hard to just give up or raise your hand or look at a neighbor's paper. Tenacity is the ability to stick to something, to hold fast to something, to work through something, even if the first time it doesn't quite work. And each second time it doesn't quite work, and it's not really obvious in my brain. But we want you to be tenacious students, to try, and even if you failed, to stick to it and to keep working through things. This week we'll talk about what it means to be tenacious, what it means to be to have tenacity as a student here at Annapolis, and also for a Christian and what it means to be a tenacious Christian. Well, God gives us the grace and the faith in our heart because he rose from the dead, so let's sing Up from the Grave, He Arose. Didn't realize we had a special guest singer. Yeah. Our do-it-all secretary. So let's practice our catechism question. So the answer is to punish Adam with death if he disobeyed God. What did God threaten in the covenant of life? To punish if he disobeyed God. Let's work on our tenacity today. Remember that dog with the towel in his mouth and not letting go till I get it? Let's keep working on it. Keep working on problems. Keep working through solutions until you get it. Be tenacious. The Lord be with you.